I love the acting. She's really, what? Has you heard something? Have you heard something? Even Steven Spielberg's kind of like, okay, what? Now, some of you, definitely, people laughed at it. It got some laughs.
Hollywood was, my experience would obviously differ from a lot of other people's, but I found it to be a struggle. It's difficult, but it's difficult moving to any city. I didn't have a lot of friends or anything like that, so I immediately tried to immerse myself into that improv community in Los Angeles.
Hi, this is Vista. Fans have long been captivated by live television because of its unpredictable nature, which keeps them glued to the screen. The 50th anniversary special of Saturday Night Live was no different, including a star-studded celebration, honoring decades of influence in modern culture. Amidst the recollections and A-list guests, an unforeseen incident drastically changed the atmosphere. All were shocked when Ryan Reynolds made a savagely caustic remark. The atmosphere quickly heated up as everyone's attention was focused on Ryan, and cameras captured Blake Lively's revealing response. Adjectives like collapse, breakdown, and scandal dominated headlines. What was causing Blake's frustration? Why did Ryan choose to make a joke about their alleged personal difficulties at that particular moment? In the next 5 minutes, we'll look at how a funny actor might have gone too far, how a gifted actress handled conflict between her private life and public acclaim, and how an impending $400 million lawsuit made matters worse. Here is the real story of a night that was supposed to honor comic heroes, complete with awkward encounters in Studio 8H and the ensuing global outcry. With Hollywood's biggest personalities lining the red carpet, the audience in Studio 8H was humming with anticipation.
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why, what have you heard?
Now you're poking fun at it. So now it's just a big joke? This whole thing's a joke? This is absolute cringeworthy, and they should be ashamed.
Comic book legends like Bill Murray and movie stars like Robert De Niro arrived looking impressive. Laughter and hushed whispers filled the room as guests shared stories about beloved SNL cast members. For a broadcast honoring significant events, in the history of live television, anticipation grew. With their characteristic A-list charm, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively made their appearance amid the glamour and nostalgia. Blake dazzled with her chic flair and refined demeanor, while Ryan, with his acute sense of humor, could make even mundane situations funny. There was a commotion when they arrived. Cameras followed their every step, fans strained to catch a glance, and tabloids prepared for clever repartee. But faint undertones of worry persisted. Blake appeared unusually cautious, often looking around the room as if gauging reactions to the rumors of a massive lawsuit involving the couple that had been circulating for weeks. For the evening, they kept up a picture-perfect facade in spite of any emotional strain. However, a concern lingered behind the scenes. Would Ryan respond to the growing claims or use his trademark comedy to deflect them? No one anticipated his reaction to fall apart as it did. "How are you doing?" is a basic question that frequently elicits a casual response at such occasions. However, during a live segment at SNL's 50th anniversary celebration, this amusing question took on unexpected significance.
No, I always thought I'd end up as in law enforcement, like my family. So I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home, to survive. So
Right.
you kind of, I noticed when I was a kid, making people laugh was a great self-defense mechanism. It really helped me kind of navigate my way through my own home with my older brothers and my dad, and I could diffuse them by making them laugh.
After welcoming Ryan Reynolds with gusto and complimenting his comedy skills and action hero roles, the MC asked a gentle question. Ryan joked casually, "Excellent. Why? What have you heard?" The anticipation in the studio was palpable for a minute. Viewers probably laughed, assuming it was his usual sarcasm. This is the actor known for making lighthearted jokes on social media, even live tweeting one of his own films as though he was bored. The comment felt weighted, though, given the ongoing legal issues he and Blake Lively are facing, and it stoked online suspicion. Is Ryan bringing up the lawsuit? Did he just disclose their problems live on television? A few celebrities were visibly uncomfortable, while others stifled giggles and others exchanged inquisitive looks as the camera lingered. The $400 million lawsuit hanging over them made it anything but funny, even though it might have ended as another edgy joke at a nice party. The tension had the biggest effect on Blake Lively, whose demeanor instantly changed after hearing Ryan's words. The tone of the room changed as well. Individuals stopped laughing habitually or holding their breath in shock. Steven Spielberg and other well-known guests were unreadable, while some feigned courteous giggles.
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. Oh. I was killing it in the car. And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and every one of their jaws were just on the ground, laughing their freaking guts out at me.
With a tight-lipped smile, Kevin Costner, who was sitting a row behind, leaned forward for a moment to hear Ryan's remark. As is customary with Saturday Night Live, award moments on live television can be delightfully golden, but this time there was a hint of scandal from real life. Those who were aware of the litigation rumors sensed that Ryan's statement suggested something more serious than lighthearted humor. Among visitors, the comment became viral, generating interest even from those who were unaware of the rumors. People's phones lit up as they looked for information regarding a possible Ryan and Blake scandal. Camera operators rushed to capture reaction shots as producers debated whether to cut away or focus on Ryan for a longer period of time after crew members also observed the change. The most talked-about moment of the evening occurred as a result of the anxiousness that pervaded the room before they finally moved on. It struck Blake Lively in a different way. Whether promoting films on talk programs or walking the Cannes red carpet, she is known for her unflinching confidence and rarely gives the media cause for speculation. But she was going to have a hard time tonight. A few weeks ago, media had pointed out flaws in the couple's usually flawless facade, suggesting that the impending litigation would harm their meticulously cultivated persona. Insiders said Blake was nervous before the program and sought advice from friends and publicists on how to handle any upsetting questions or jokes. Instead of the drama-free evening she had hoped for, Ryan's remark was delivered. She was seen, on camera reacting with a supporting smile that froze halfway through, lips pressed firmly together, and eyes that flashed toward the crowd as though assessing the fallout. A brief moment of annoyance, or perhaps powerlessness, swept across her face.
And I'm really excited. But as I've gotten a little bit older, I sort of I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long. But I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented or people that I love and that I'm genuinely like best friends with. And unfortunately, Hugh does not qualify as either of those. But I am excited because I'm a Logan fan. So and then that covers Will Ferrell as well. That's a guy that my entire life, I feel.
Those nearby observed her adjusting, leaning slightly away from Ryan and crossing her arms. A small move, but to Hollywood's critical eyes, it was a loud statement. She worried that his remarks may make for embarrassing headlines, but she still supported her husband. Instead of answering, Blake remained silent, although it was obvious that he was uncomfortable. A massive legal battle that had been simmering for months was the true problem, and that silence couldn't hide it. It is rare to see a $400 million lawsuit, particularly against a powerful couple with a reputation for composure. Justin Baldoni, a former suspected friend, was at the core of the case. Financial betrayals, broken pledges, or even personal conflicts became the subject of rumors. In order to determine whether this was a straightforward contract dispute or something more, fans pieced together cryptic tweets and unclear interviews. In any case, the litigation severely damaged Ryan and Blake's well-maintained public persona. They remained silent, avoiding comments and shifting their attention to other projects. Avoiding rumors, however, only lasts so long in Hollywood. If you don't feed the beast, it will eat on you.
Well, it was harder to acquire a drug addiction in Canada.
Have you tried though? I mean, did you really give it a go? I mean, you got to commit to these things.
No, Hollywood was, my experience would obviously differ from a lot of other people's, but I found it to be a struggle. It's difficult, but it's difficult moving to any city. I didn't have a lot of friends or anything like that. So I immediately tried to immerse myself into that improv community in Los Angeles.
Even though they made an effort to refocus discussions on more trivial topics, the litigation narrative persisted at every event like a shadow. Blake Lively apparently sought to steer clear of any references that would exacerbate their legal troubles as Ryan Reynolds entered the spotlight on Saturday Night Live. But that's precisely what happened. Their usual comic style felt unsteady when Ryan delivered a sharp punchline. Ryan has built a complete brand around comedy and is well known for his quick wit and cheeky humor, whether in endorsements, celebrity chats, or commercial ads. Marketers swarm to him because of his wide appeal, and fans appreciate his self-deprecating humor. However, comedy can be a double-edged sword, particularly when talking about significant topics, as it runs the danger of coming across as condescending or insensitive. Although some respect Ryan's ability to turn upsetting truths into jokes, others questioned whether this method lessened the seriousness of a significant court case. Many saw how his effort at humor overshadowed the gravity of the issue during SNL's 50th anniversary special. It must have felt like an unwanted spotlight on their vulnerability to Blake, who probably wished to protect their private life. Nevertheless, supporters believed Ryan was remaining loyal to himself by converting discomfort into humor. However, this raises the question, at what point can comedy become harmful rather than charming?
Well, that is also accurate and weirdly high praise as well. It was just one of those. It felt like a live action Pixar movie. It was something that, I wanted to do something where nobody was being stabbed in the face.
Yes.
There was almost no blood at all. I think I got a little paper cut on the movie. That was about it. And something that my kids can watch, but also as a parent, too, you want the parents need to get punched right in the heart as well.
Behind the digital sphere, the fallout from that evening gained momentum. A small facial expression sparked a lot of online debate. Social media erupted with responses as soon as the SNL special concluded. Every micro-expression in Ryan's joke and Blake's response was scrutinized in tweets and blogs. Their relationship was explained by armchair psychologists. Some thought Ryan's demeanor was regrettable, while others saw betrayal in Blake's face. Titles such as Blake Lively Unleashes Fury and Ryan Reynolds Confirms Lawsuit Rumors were used on entertainment websites. Slow-motion YouTube channels looked into the situation. Everyone contributed, which intensified the conversation. Unverified sources provided conflicting backstage reports, with some saying Blake approached Ryan and others saying he didn't understand the joke's meaning. Rumors grew as the couple and their representatives remained silent. Justin Baldoni's crew, meanwhile, said nothing.
My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very, I come from a middle class, kind of blue collar home, and my dad was just of that generation where it's just he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
Each scandal wave eroded Ryan and Blake's sympathetic image, according to some analysts, which might have given Baldoni an edge in the court of public opinion. It seemed as though the plaintiff was benefiting from the couple's mistakes. However, the SNL episode was more than just a messy public moment. It was a stark reminder that celebrities cannot completely avoid the consequences of their actions in the real world, regardless of how expertly they craft their appearances. And therein is the incident's deeper significance. While wealth, fame, and designer clothing may astonish the public, beneath it all is the same vulnerability faced by everyone dealing with a personal or financial crisis. By portraying themselves as grounded lovers who happen to be living in the spotlight, Ryan and Blake were able to carve out a special place for themselves in Hollywood. Until that night, when cracks in the facade became cruelly apparent, they seemed to exude unending support, wrote birthday letters dripping with humorous sarcasm, and taunted each other on social media. The couple's lighthearted banter had deflected intense attention for years, and they laughed it off when journalists resurfaced old accusations or tried to use them against other famous people. But this time, the jokes felt more like a liability than a safety net, raising deeper issues about how the couple deals with real hardship. Are they really as united as they appear, or is humor just a bandage over unhealed wounds? Furthermore, the SNL sketch highlights a larger trend in Hollywood. When celebrities are involved in legal issues, it's frequently assumed that they would keep a positive front. However, when real issues emerge into the public eye, such expectations may backfire. Ryan's casual comment highlighted the difference between genuine fear and a lighthearted attitude. All of a sudden, a comedy show that is renowned for creating hilarious legends turned into a platform for unvarnished reality. All of this made fans wonder, is this a temporary setback for one of the most beloved couples in Hollywood, or a hint of more serious problems? It is evident from the deluge of news stories, debates on social media, and insider claims that the effects will last far longer than a single TV special. Ultimately, Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary special was intended to be a touching look back at the comic pioneers who permanently altered the live television scene. Instead, Ryan Reynolds' quick but startling joke and Blake Lively's sincere, candid response took center stage in the headlines. The couple struggled with the complex aftermath of a moment they couldn't reverse, caught between public perception and personal loyalty. What does this story ultimately tell us? Perhaps there are unspoken cracks in even the best famous relationships. The lawsuit that looms over Ryan and Blake is more than just a passing incident in their romance. It is a genuine legal battle that could have an effect on their future in terms of money and reputation. Ryan's comedic digressions, which were once seen as one of his best qualities, could now be interpreted by some as an indication that he is not giving important issues enough thought. The story's conclusion for viewers may be that no one can escape their own world for very long, regardless of how intelligent or attractive they are. One casual remark in front of millions of people has the power to tear apart the bonds holding a meticulously planned existence together. It remains to be seen if Ryan and Blake will succeed by forging a road of true honesty or by continuing to dodge. The next time they are in the spotlight, though, everyone will be watching to see if the tension between them has subsided or if the heat is still simmering beneath the surface. The action continues in real time even after the cameras stop rolling. Fans are left yearning for clarification as court dates get near and rumors continue to swirl. The most dramatic story twists occasionally occur when the limelight fades and the public is left wondering what really goes on behind those Hollywood smiles. If there is one lesson to be learned from this whole incident, it is that real life doesn't stop when the show does.